Good day everyone, and welcome to Adventures with Parker, and welcome back to our California adventures. If you saw my last video, you'll know that I spent the morning in Griffith Park doing some hiking, seeing the observatory, and all of that good stuff. Well, it is now evening. I'm back in Santa Monica, which is where I'm staying. I'm not sure if I actually mentioned that or not, but I'm staying at this little Airbnb in Santa Monica because it's, perfectly located to all the places I want to go. But I figured while I'm here, I should really check out the beach, check out the Santa Monica Pier. So that is exactly what I'm doing today. And this is pretty special because first of all, you can't come to California and not have a beach day. Like, that would be blasphemy. And second, even though I really wanted this portion of the trip to be not about theme parks, the Santa Monica Pier is pretty iconic. First of all, if you ever played GTA 5, you'll probably recognize it from that game. But it was also featured in the Hannah Montana series. I think in the last season, they had a lot of episodes that were shot not exactly on the pier, but they were made to represent the Santa Monica Pier. So fans of that show will recognize it from there. And there's a number of other projections and media that feature this iconic pier and their classic roller coaster, the West Coaster, which isn't much of a coaster from what I've heard, but it's like I said, it's a classic, so I gotta experience it while I'm here. So without any further ado, let the beach adventures begin. Okay, well, I'm just trying to scope out a spot for myself. I'm always a little weary when I'm by myself, especially when I have my bag and all my valuables, because I don't really have another person to watch them for me, so I gotta be a little careful about where I set things down and keep an eye on it when I go into the water. To give you guys some context of where we are, way down there is Venice Beach, which is a very famous and popular beach. You might recognize it from the Barbie movie. And there's this big long promenade that extends all the way down to the pier, which is on the other side of this lifeguard station. It's on the other side of that, but the promenade, it looks straight out of the Barbie movie. I even saw people roller skating down it. It was really cute and really fun, but yeah, like I said, I want to get in the water. Oh, that's dope. Alright, so I don't want to go too far because the waves are pretty strong. It's pretty fun, but again, by myself, I want to be careful. But the water is nice and warm. My only complaint is that there is a lot of seaweed that keeps touching my legs, and it's making me a little nervous. I do not like it, but it's fine. We're just enjoying the vibe. beach was really fun. I spent about 15 minutes there, maybe closer to 20. I don't know, it was cool because I got to hang out in the water and then I just sat down, vibed. There's a beautiful sunset going on right now. So it was great to just sit, take all of that in. But now we're just walking along the promenade and right ahead of me is the famous Santa Monica Pier and the classic Morgan roller coaster, West Coasters. So yeah, we're gonna see what's up over there and maybe get a little +1 in. I don't know if I'm gonna do any of the other rides, like I might do the Ferris wheel and the pirate ship, but the rest are just off-the-shelf flat rides, and depending on how much tickets cost, I don't want to spend too much tonight, but we'll see where the day takes us. Alright, so we are on the pier, and the way it works here, it's like a carnival. Like all of your rides are going to be individual tickets, or you can get an all-day wristband for $50. And considering that not a lot of the rides really appeal to me, I decided to just get individual tickets for the coaster and maybe the Ferris wheel. The only thing with the Ferris wheel is that since I'm alone, they'll have to pair me up with someone else. So they recommended me just starting with one ticket, asking if I can pair up, and then buy my second ticket after, just in case it doesn't work out for whatever reason. So yeah, I guess I'm heading to the Ferris wheel first. Alrighty, so I did the West Coaster, and it was cute. Like, it's a bit of a nothing ride, really, but just because it is so iconic, it is fun to ride. And I sat in the back, and I did get like a little hint of airtime on one of the little bunny hills, but it's just a fun ride. And that's the thing with a lot of these coasters out here. They don't need to be intense or crazy or do anything really groundbreaking. They can just be fun, and that's exactly what the West Coaster is. Especially, as you can see, it's twilight, it's nighttime. All the lights are on, and the way the ride interacts with the pier and just kind of goes up and down and close to all the rides, especially the Ferris wheel, that was just gorgeous with all the lights going. So it was a visually pleasing ride as well, even if it wasn't the most intense. So there's lots of different food options here on the pier, but there's one place in particular that I was looking for, and that is JapaDog. And this is actually a Canadian company. They started out in Vancouver. They have a couple of locations in Toronto, but outside of that, this is the only other place where you can find them here on the Santa Monica Pier. So being the proud Canadian that I am, and it is Canada Day today, I figured I should go and pay my respects and try it, and I've heard that it's really good, so I'm really excited. Alrighty, so I got the Kirabuta Terrameo, which is a pork hot dog, which comes with seaweed, Japanese mayo, teriyaki, and it looks really, really good. I am so intrigued by this. This was actually recommended to me by Paul, who you might remember from some of the CoasterCon videos. But yeah, I am just gonna stop talking and eat it because it looks amazing. That might be one of the best hot dogs I've ever had. The flavors are definitely unique. It is an interesting combination, but I'm a fan. It might not be for everyone. It is a little on the adventurous side, but I will say it goes together really nicely. So if you're up for that kind of adventure and you like weird things like that, I would recommend checking them out. Alrighty, so we're jumping ahead a couple days here, but another really cool thing to do here at the Santa Monica Pier is the Heal the Bay Aquarium, which is actually kind of tucked underneath of the boardwalk, sort of. But yeah, we're gonna go check it out now.
windows open. You were patient, love. You were opened up. You could hold every color. You remind me of the summer sky.
Are these both the same? Yeah, they're both board sharks, just different colors.
Okay. So how many colors do they have?
I think it's just the two. For the horn sharks, they like to be pet in between the two fins on their back.
Oh, okay, so like right, well, right there. Cool. Alright, so that was a cute little aquarium. All of the animals in there came from here in the Santa Monica Bay, and it was a very small exhibit, but admission was only 12 bucks. $10 for me because I got to use my student discount. But yeah, if you're on the pier and want to educate yourself on the local marine life, I would recommend checking it out. All right, and that is going to do it for our evening at the Santa Monica Pier. And I mean, we only just scratched the surface of what this place has to offer. Even at Pacific Park alone, I only did 2 rides. Mind you, with the price of the tickets, I couldn't really afford to do much more, and I didn't really have the time to invest in the all-day wristband, but there are so many cool things to do there. But beyond what I showed in this video, there's also a lot of different shops and restaurants along the boardwalk that I didn't get to. There's a little lookout at the very end, so you could spend an entire day here if you really wanted to. But yeah, it's a really cool place, and I'm really glad that I got to check it out. And I don't think I mentioned this, but it's also pretty iconic because it is the western terminus of Route 66. So if you're looking for some of those iconic Route 66 attractions, Santa Monica Pier is probably the most famous and most well-rounded of them all. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more adventures from theme parks, attractions, and beyond, be sure to become a subscriber. Also be sure to hit the notification icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. For more content and updates, follow me on social media. I'm at ADVParker on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky, and at Adventures with Parker on TikTok and Facebook. As always, big shout out to my Patreon subscribers for going above and beyond in supporting this channel and helping me to make it the best that it can be. If you're interested in supporting the channel for as little as a $2 a month in exchange for some sweet perks and bonus content, head on over to patreon.com/ADVParker to learn more. I recently put out an episode of Beyond the Adventure that I actually filmed on the night that I visited the pier, where I got to go out and explore some of West Hollywood. That vlog is available exclusive to Patreon members. So again, if you want to check that out, you gotta head over to patreon.com/ADVParker. Once again, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, the adventures are calling. Bye! And here comes the big one. Oh, that was anticlimactic.